Hey, Brad Heath here from Friendly Web. First of all, thanks for getting back to me. I know what it's like having some random person just hitting you up on Facebook out of the blue. So, as promised, I'm going to do just an analysis on your industry and in your particular area. As I saw on your website, you do anywhere from the Sunshine Coast to, I guess, north of Brisbane. So, with the approach that we take, we generally, what we'll do is we'll do a multi-suburb approach. So, what we do is work out with you over time to try and find out, not only the areas you want to work in, but the services that you want to target. Because as we know, all services aren't created equal. You might make a bit more money out of one thing as opposed to another thing that you do in your business. So we like to work with customers long term to try and find out not only how their market works, but also where the bigger markets are. You might have an area that might have a bigger population, but they might not need excavation or anything like that. So I'll go through and quickly just give you a rundown of how Google works. So I've just typed in Maroochydore Excavations. So with that, first of all, of course, you get your paid ads. Anytime you click on one of those, it costs money. Unfortunately, if a customer clicks on it and doesn't actually pick up the phone and call you or send you an email, it's still going to cost money. And generally, it's way, way too competitive in Australia to even make it worth your money. So down here, these are what we call your map pack. So with this is corresponds to the geographical location. If you've of course got excavating contractor in the services that you offer in your Google My Business profile, also as well as how many times you've got your phone number, name, and address listed on business directories. So we're talking Yellow Pages, True Local, places like that. So what we do, we've generally found that usually it's around about anywhere from 25 to 35 is the maximum amount of business directories or citations that customers will have for even most industries. So what we do is we don't mess around and we just go ahead and create 80. We also go ahead and optimize your Google My Business profile to ensure a lot of people kind of just get through it as quickly as humanly possible because it's a lot of clicking and messing around. So what we do is we optimize it. We don't actually... What a lot of people do is they'll choose a location where they're located and go, yes, we work, 50 to 100 kilometers away from our geographical location. What we actually do is go through and list all the locations, which we've found has managed to get us into this map pack, not only for the location that your company's in, but also the locations that you list in that list and the back pages and the amount of times that you've got that suburb listed in your content on your website as well. So further down here, we've got the organic listings. Now, the organic listings are made up of how many other websites you've got referencing your site, so sending links to it. So say, for argument's sake, if you were to get a link from Wikipedia, it's a very high authority page. So what we do is try to get high authority pages to link to your website in order to give it more juice. So if you were to get a link from Wikipedia, of course it would, send your website rankings through the roof depending on what it is you're trying to rank for. Also, how many times this key term, so Maroochydore Excavators, is referenced in on your website. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on the front page. It can be a back page. So what you can do is, like, for instance, I'll use this as an example, bbrock.com.au, and you could have slash Maroochydore Excavators or Majimbo Excavators or Mountain Creek Excavators, and that would act as like a landing page for people that are typing in that term. So that's what I mean by our multi-suburb approach. Also, another thing is Google likes content. So as you can see, these guys have got 36 pages indexed on Google. All the other ones you've got up here are like your Yellow Pages, local search. We can actually outrank them. We've done it before plenty of times, but it does take a little bit of work. Over time, it will rank. Also, these guys have a very old domain, which helps with Google trust as well. So I'll just go through and do a little, these are basically the top ranked guys for that search term. So with their website, it's pretty good. It's got not much in the way of content on the front page. So usually what we recommend is at least 1,200 to 1,500 words of content. As you told me, you're already getting a website built. We've already worked with companies previously who have had websites built, and we've just added on to that. So we not only add more content and relevant pictures with relevant key terms in the actual file names for those images, we create more content for the page, so we capture more customers and put more of those key terms that you want to use. So, excavator hire, bobcat hire, earth moving, stuff like that will work into the content, and then also work into those back pages as well. So with our, like I said, our multi-suburb approach, we go ahead every month and create a whole bunch of content trying to target those different target areas. So each month we'll say to you, all right, cool, we're going to target 2 different services. Give us a list of, say for argument's sake, 10 suburbs that you want to target and you want to work in, that are like either got big populations or it's, it might be a new development or something like that that's going in. So we work with your business long term, and then we work out, what services you want to target first. So, excavation, land clearing or something like that might be a big thing that you make a fair bit of coin off. So we'll go ahead and target that, and then the next month we do it again with something else. And as we add more and more content to the website, Google likes it more, and you're going to go further and further up in the rankings. So this is an analysis of the website where we're just looking at, and as they're the top competitor for that key term. Now, citation flow links back to what I was saying about other websites linking to your website. So what we do is we have a massive blog network that we can send links to your website. They're high domain authority websites, which Google likes. So we can send power to your site to get you ranked for the key terms that we want to target. So this is a site that I've been working with a company. As you can see, it's got a lot of power behind it, and we're actually ranking quite high for not only the key term for caboolture tree removal, but also we've got North Lakes, Kalanga, tree lopping North Lakes, caboolture, Redcliffe, Morayfield, Kippering, and we've also had the gentleman who's we've set this site up for, Eric. He's actually asked us to go and set up another site for him down in Capalaba, which is pretty much doing not too bad itself with rankings. And this site's, I think from memory, only about 4 months old, and he's already ranking number 1 for a lot of key terms already. So with the approach that we have, it's like a month-to-month thing. So as we learn more about your business, we can end up basically ramping things up and getting you the type of business you want. Some of it can be trial and error, but we do promise dramatic results within at least the first 30 days. So with this, the caboolture tree removal site, this is just an example of the leads that have just come in from last month. So that's 56 calls, and I think that's about roughly 15 emails as well. So like I said, mate, I would love to work with you guys to try and get your business up and running, and also go through and make sure that the website that you've got is well optimized. So as you can see, if you hover over that, it's just got the description for this site's only got earth moving and excavation hire. So what we would do, like I said, with the multi-suburb approach, is try to work the descriptions into the description, the areas that you want to work at. Because you cover so much area, we can try to work with trying to get you ranked on the Sunshine Coast, first of all, just to try and get you some, quick runs on the board. I guess you're going to make more money the less distance you need to travel. So I'd probably suggest tackling that first, and try to find, sit down with you and try to work out what areas are kind of getting developed. I work with a landscaping company out at Ipswich, and we're currently tackling a lot of areas that have got high growth there, like Ripley, Springfield Lakes, Augustine Heights, Brookwater, because there's a lot of people building homes, and they want new landscaping packages and stuff like that going on. And they're also going ahead and expanding out to the Gold Coast. So I'm working with them also at the moment to try and help them get ranked in the areas of where there's a lot of residential developments going up. So, mate, if you're interested, I'd love to have a sit down or even just a quick chat on the phone. We can talk about your business a little bit more, work out what your long term goals are for the company. Expansion's definitely not out of the question. Like I said, with the landscaping company I work with, they're moving down to the Gold Coast and also looking to move to the north side of Brizzy, and also Eric with Caboolture Tree Removal, he's moved on to Capalaba, and we're also looking at setting up a site for him out near Samford as well. He's going to have a lot of satellite teams working in those different areas. So it's pretty much up to your imagination and your desire to how much you want to expand your business. So, mate, look, love to sit down here with you and have a chat. So, if you want to give me a call, my phone number is 0416 023 543. Thanks, mate. I'll talk to you soon.